Right, so here I am in front of you, and uh, this is my avatar after many avatars in this lifetime, from selling Maruti cars and the midday newspaper door to door, and petrol pump, and being a counselor. Life has brought me here, and it's been a long journey, but underneath it all, um, what it's all about is potential and maximizing it. So when I spoke to Gaurav, I thought there's something I must contribute since I am talking to you. And I was that in that stretch of time reading Robin Sharma and his lovely book called 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Club, which I strongly recommend to you. And he was talking about at that time the 2x into 3x formula. So, as I proceed further, there are five entities to whom I owe the content of this webinar. I must acknowledge them. And the first are the masters, all the gurus, particularly Guru Nanak, who we will remember at his Gurpurab day after, who taught humanity three simple lessons, which are covered in a way in this webinar. Naam Jap, be connected to God. Kirt kar, work hard. One chak, share. I acknowledge Osho, the Grand Master, for his meditations and his great contribution to the world and to me. I acknowledge Ian Gray for his tremendous work called The Common Denominator of Success. I acknowledge Robin Sharma, and I acknowledge my favorite coach and author, Og Mandino. So it was natural that I offer something which will be of value to you. And I thought one of the most important things we can share and I can offer you is how in 21 days, simple changes, as they worked for me and many others, I could share with you and could probably bring in more pep and life into your own life. So all I want is your commitment to accept humbly as I offer what I offer. And I want to tell you that whatever I'm offering has worked for n number of people, particularly the youth, almost all over the world. And here's a little comment from one of my former students. He was in Bombay studying a course his parents had forced him, as a lot of our parents did. And he was very unhappy when we worked together. And he has given permission to share his name and identity. His family runs one of the finest bakeries in the city. And he calls me the policeman in his life because he said, policeman give direction. You're like the traffic policeman. You gave me direction. He had threatened his family to run away and vanish if they didn't pull him out of this course he never wanted to do. And we worked together. There were a number of other young people in that group. We called it Finding My Oyster, that course. And this young man found his passion through the work we did and joined a great culinary arts academy in Gurgaon. And for many, many, many weekends, he would bring me a cake that he baked himself. So here's one happy, fulfilled person I have great pride in sharing with you. Well, that's my introduction, my name, and I love drinking coffee. And sorry for stating that, but in some ways, I happen to be that, because after meeting me, life generally is not the same for most people who meet me. So I want to bring you to this research we did on pain points. It was a big survey. We interacted with a cross section of people all over the country. And I'm confining this to India for the time being. And there were some common pain points across 1,000 people who were interviewed between age 17 to 40. And I must say, the same applies to people even older than that. And this is what came forth, that a lot of people are not living the life they would like to live the way they would like to live it. And one of the foremost reasons is that they never got in touch with their own potential. They don't even know their own strengths, their weaknesses. And we found that most of them were cut off from the knowledge of this term called God gift. And there is no human being on earth who is born without a gift. Making the world equal. There is nobody inferior, nobody superior. Everybody is just himself or herself, unique. And they didn't know that. As a result of which, purpose was missing in most people's lives. And Ian Gray, in his great study called The Common Denominator of Success, says that purpose is the engine of life. Without a purpose in life, we are just a chassis, a body, and without an engine. The third pain point, and I'm sharing with you 6, because from pain points, I'll move to the solutions we devised, is that as a result of this, there was no passion. And it was sad that a lot of young people, directionless and energyless, were leading lives that did not behove of young people, bushed. And obviously, they were lost, so they did not know how to go about bringing in what is every human being's birthright, and that is prosperity. So, opposite of prosperity, instead, we saw that a lot of people were deprived, and it wasn't their financial status, it was their life status, energy status, and their contribution to the world status that made them poor. And we saw that nobody that I met with, and my team conducted the survey under guidance of PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, we saw that people were not centered in their beings. So we highlighted these as the 6 pain points, and I realized that a lot of it had concerned me for a long time, and that the universe was leading me to share with the world, with the beneficiaries, with the people I come in contact with, lakhs of young people, exactly what the nature, what the cosmos had made me go through. So I had an extremely rich student life, extremely. And I've been in boarding for 2 decades almost, through school and college. And when I was passing out, it was like being a hefty soldier. And I had little space on my blazer to wear more medals. My friends and roommates tied them on my back. And it was one of the most fantastic school lives anybody could have been blessed with. And I'm fortunate that I did. And as soon as I stepped out of that great institution called the Doon School in Dehradun into the world from those 4 walls that had nurtured me, of course, after a very traumatic early tenure in my school days, wrought with loneliness, solitude, boycott, because I was a fairly, we used to call it lull, a fairly good for nothing chap for almost up to my class 10, until that one mountaineering course in NIM Uttarkashi changed my life, and the tiger in me, the lion in me, arose thanks to my housemaster. But anyway, why I'm sharing this with you is that that was the peak, the very climax of my early younger days. And then one day I sat in my first class in college in Delhi University. I had got admission in St. Stephen's College on account of my DAS Gold. And everybody was entitled at that time, regardless of we just had to have a high second division. And I had a low first division. But just the day before I was to attend college, I was in Delhi and at my aunt's place. My father called up to say, ask what is it I had chosen. And I said, tomorrow I'm attending college. It's my first day. And I've chosen BA Pass. And I was clear that after my BA Pass, I would um, be taking on uh, teaching in a big way, and going to a university overseas to study higher stuff. And I had many opportunities and offers. And it was suggested to me, of course, in every good intention, that I must do BCom honors. And I said, yes, sir. We never said no to our elders. And I went the next day with a little reference from a political friend, and I met the principal of this college I went to, and he saw me from head to foot, and he said to me, BCom honors is a mathematically biased course, young man. Are you sure you want to do it? And I said, yes, sir, I will. Are you sure you'll manage? I'm confident, sir. He said, I admire your confidence, but go ahead. And I sat in my first class, and I had dropped maths because I have no mathematical acumen at all. And I had no mathematical contact for 2 years. And when in the first period of the first day of my college, the professor wrote differential calculus and all those formulas, I went blank. It took me 4 years to complete my college. I have no shame in admitting I failed 1 year in my second year. I was lost, disoriented, spoiled, depressed, footloose. And I did everything else but focus. And all the medals became just monumental objects. Until the day I called on my former headmaster, a man I really love, Mr. Gulab Ram Chandani, may his soul rest in peace. And he asked me what the hell I was doing in life, and I told him this. And he said, Master. He used to call everybody Master, even if they were 80 years old. What the hell are you doing, wasting your life? You should be, I brought you up as a schoolboy, and you should be doing much more and not wasting your time. So he introduced me to this scheme called Camp America, which took me via the Buckingham Palace to the USA. And I was in the USA in the University of New Hampshire as a counselor until destiny brought me back once again to Meerut, to my father's office, where I lasted for just about a month. But then I did my law and so on, so forth. But deep down, ladies and gentlemen, I nurtured this dream. And this dream was this gown, which my headmaster wore before he took assembly. And I used to enjoy the breeze it created as a schoolboy way back in class 8. And it was always a dream to start a school. So after a few years of practice, I started this school called Blossom School. It was a dream. And I realized I had found my niche. So since then until now, in these 25 years, it's been a non-stop journey of contributing. That's my first batch. The whole school was 4 students. That's how every school starts. And it's been a long journey and a fruitful one. Then started Gyanodaya, and I realized I'd found my passion. Then started one series of award after the other. The chairman of CBSC, Shri Ravi Shankar. That's me with my children. That's me at adventure camp. That's me in the summer school. So from morning until night, day in, day out, I have just lived my passion, drowned in it, immersed in it, doing whatever I can. It brought me in touch with many a celebrity, many from Nasiruddin Shah to Sundarlal Bahuguna to the army chief to the chief secretary and to what have you. And it's kept me absolutely young under that years and years and years have slipped by. And that dark patch that I saw is now a history. And I share this with you because that's exactly what had come about in the survey. So we realized, and it related to my own experience, that the first thing we need to do is to bring people close to their potential, make them aware of themselves. Self knowledge, as Plato said, know thyself. The second is from potential to define the fact that they're here for a purpose. Nobody has been sent to this planet without a reason. Once the purpose comes, passion follows like the tail. And when passion comes, and with the entry of a coach, a guide, for me it was Gulab Ramchandani, my headmaster, everybody gets one break in their life. Everybody. Everybody goes from a peak to a valley too, and then from the valley to the peak and peak to the valley again. But a guide, a coach, a mentor, everybody is blessed with. Then you come to know what you need to do. So in perspiration is the nitty-gritty of what you need to do. And I call them the drivers to success. It's about the skills, the 10 skills prescribed by UNESCO, people skills, relationship skills, confidence building, communication skill, and everything customized to what your purpose is. And then, if it leads to prosperity, which is our truest, most responsibility to ourselves, to the world, we have found the formula. And I call it the magic 6P formula. And I divide prosperity for a very fine case study I'm about to share with you as the ultimate goal, but with a pinch of salt. If prosperity, and I tell my students, means only amassing wealth, building a bank balance, then you are committing a blunder, and I'm going to prove it to you. But if prosperity is doubled and merged with your intention and action to make an impact, so achievement plus impact are the 2 coins of what I call prosperity. And if your prosperity is also a contribution to the world, then, my friend, you are prosperous. And last but not the least, in my 6P formula is the ultimate invisible but powerful, the grandfather of all P's, which I call Providence, Malik, Paramatma, Allah, Maula, Vaheguru, whatever name you address it. So this is the module, the program, the discovery that has made me support and empower thousands, perhaps lakhs of young people spread everywhere to move from their roots to their fruits. And as I tell you, it gives me great pleasure to share that in Gyanodaya, the work we do for the less privileged by empowering them through education. As I talk to you, our first very scholar who was, till we met her, I'm sorry I can't tell you her name, but was preoccupied in everything she shouldn't have been doing as a child, begging, picking rags, doing menial chores, and not going to school. Today, almost 2 decades into the work, she is the lobby manager of a 7-star hotel in the south of India, married to a high-caste Brahmin, with 2 young girls attending the American school. So please, let me share with you what will happen when her 2 girls go to a good school and go to college. The past would be forgotten. And those 2 daughters of hers will have their children who will probably not go to the American school in India, but to an American school, probably the best of universities. And they perhaps would study, and one day, maybe, one of them might just become the Prime Minister of France. So imagine, that's what class change is all about. That's what transformation is all about. That's what my job is all about. Imagine a rag picker's granddaughter is the Prime Minister of France 40 years down the line. Such is the power of the 6P formula. So that gown, ladies and gentlemen, is with me. It was worn by 8 headmasters of the Doon School, and I got it under wonderful circumstances. Lord Patton, the Chancellor of Oxford, was chief guest. Mr. Ramchandani was there, and the current headmaster, Kanti Bajpai. And I went and said to him, "Sir, may I please have that gown?" There was pin drop silence. Lord Patton almost fell to the ground laughing. And Gulab Ramchandani said to Kanti Bajpai, "Kanti, give it." And I have it with me, ladies and gentlemen. Through it, I get energy, inspiration, and strength to do whatever I'm doing amidst other things. Right. So these are some of my wonderful children, my wonderful heroes who've come up from nowhere and have reached everywhere. And that, of course, is Sunil Munjal, chairman of Hero. We inaugurated and we started a Gyanadeva Vatika in Okla Industrial Area, where we did a special assembly. And of course, there we are. So I shared this with you because I'm not talking off my hat, and I am not sharing with you purely bookish knowledge or what I learned in the classroom. And I didn't go to too many classrooms. I have not been a very scholastic chap. I told you it took me 4 years to finish just my graduation. But of course, after that, life as a teacher taught me. So if you don't mind, I would like to ask you 2 questions now. Type in the chat after considering for a moment the answer to these 2 questions. What would you spend your time doing if you had all the time and money in the world? Question number 1. Question number 2. What makes you happy and gives you a deep sense of fulfillment? So it'll come up along with your name. I would request you to please type your answer in the chat, and then I will share what I have to next with you. Okay. Wow. People, pets. Yep. Please, everyone, please type in your responses. We'd be grateful to have more responses. So Vivek is saying help people and pets. What else? Travel. Great. Ashokji is saying travel. What else? Making the world more beautiful in every possible way. It will give me the feeling of fulfillment. Great. Travel around the world. Great. Wonderful, Samirji. What else? So, till now, can you please see that deep down, in some way or the other, everybody is talking about making a difference, whether it's to pets, whether it's to the world, whether it's to old people. There you are, helping people, making the world my family, Vasudev Kutumbakam. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution rests. So I move back to screen share. And let me tell you, you made it so easy for me. And I now want to share with you. I want to now break with you a myth. Here is an enormously powerful case study shared with me by Og Mandino, one of my most amazing coaches the world has known. And he talked about in the year 1923, the world's 8 most rich and successful men met at the Edgewater Beach Hotel, Chicago. They were all presidents and chairmen and managing directors of one, the largest steel company, two, international utility company, three, gas company, four, New York Stock Exchange. The fifth was member of the president's cabinet. The sixth was the biggest Wall Street bear. The seventh was the world's biggest monopoly leader. And the eighth was the chairman of an international bank. 8 of them met. They were the richest, and they met to discuss strategies to generate wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, 25 years later, serial number 1, Charles Schwab, name well known, was bankrupt. He spent the last 5 years of his life in debt. Serial number 2, Samuel Insull, was a fugitive of justice. 3, Howard Hobson went insane. Richard Whitney was in jail. Albert Fall, 5, was pardoned by the Chief Justice to go home in the last 5 weeks of his life and die in peace. Jesse Livermore committed suicide. Ivan Craver committed suicide. Leon Fraser, number 8, the head of the International Bank, committed suicide. Their focus had been on achievement, on money. They'd learned the art of making wealth, but they'd not even touched the art of living. That's eternal secret number 1, my friends, for this evening. I said I'd share 3 with you. The first is success without happiness is worthless. Simple words, success and happiness and fulfillment, but their meaning is profound. If you chase success, but you're not happy, I shared 8 massive examples with you. It's of no use. There's no point holding a trigger at age 68 and pressing it on your forehead. There's no point landing up bankrupt. There's no point having your family desert you. What use was that success? So, secret number 1, and I share that with the world, regardless of age and seniority: happiness first. If you're not doing what makes you happy, and if you're not happy doing what you're doing, quit. Quit! That's why the name of this program is Double or Quits. And I'll prove you how and why. Then, my friends, I move to eternal secret number 2. That is a tree in full blossom, loaded, happy, merry, fulfilled, and successful. I often relate my own self to these lovely trees, and I try and plant at least 20 a year. And we've created a mini forest right here in front of my home. Now look at that tree. How beautiful it must be feeling, letting out its flowers, those fresh leaves, spreading its fragrance, giving its shade, allowing people to come and pluck those flowers. How beautifully it must be nurtured by the entire existence, universe, giving it sunlight, water, fertilizer, in whichever form, through whoever, to bloom, to give, to be a tree, and not just be a tree, but treeing. Life is a doing word. So it's not enough to be alive. Life is a dead word. Living is the word. And here's the stark opposite. Think and relate that in human form. So that is a prosperous entity, achieving and contributing, amassing and impacting. And here is the non-example. It's not created anything for itself. It is a tree. It has amazing timber. Maybe it's an expensive one. It might sell for a huge amount in the market, but it's got nothing to give because it is giving nothing. This, my good friends, is the anthem. It came to me in the strangest of ways, as things come to you in life, sitting on a lunch table in Lucknow with a very dear friend in the IPS, enjoying kakori kebab and discussing this endeavor and how we could contribute towards the upliftment of the youth of the world, starting with our own country. And he shared these lines, and the kebabs fell from my mouth, and on a paper napkin, he wrote these words. They inspire me amazingly. That's the anthem of the work I do in transformation. And I'm sharing with you verbatim. The theme, the anthem is Har Roz Ek Kadam Aage. And the words are, Jo na karega सीना आगे उसको जाना होगा पीछे, जो ऊपर को उठ न सकेगा उसको जाना होगा नीचे। स्थिर दुनिया में स्थिर रहकर कोई वस्तु नहीं रह सकती, रे मन के अंगार अगर तुम लौ न बनोगे, छार बनोगे, छार बनोगे, छार बनोगे। He who does not thrust his chest forward shall be pulled backward. He who does not rise upward shall descend downward. In an ever-changing world, by remaining constant, nothing can survive. O sparks within me, if you do not turn into a flame, you shall be reduced to ashes. So if prosperity is not achievement plus impact, you're only converting your life into ash, into dust. As the 8 distinguished, accomplished, renowned case studies I just shared with you. And what is the eternal secret number 2? It is give. 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 Every day, all the time, everywhere, to everyone, anyhow, wherever, to whomsoever you can, whatsoever you can, give. Get something out from within you every day. Give. Because the best days of your life are the days when something came from within you out. The day you were still and constant and did not move, did not give, you did not live. Till you give, you are living. The day you stop giving, take out the I and write RA, and life has become a grave. Allow me, please, to share a video I had kept. Just a moment. I would like to take you to that video. I cannot minimize. Okay. So, hang on. Let me take you to this video. If I, there you are. That's Martin Luther King.
Period of your lives, for what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well.
Hang on. Am I?
You have to again share the screen.
Yes, I'll just do that, please. I will come back and I will say share, and I will say share, and I will go back and I will share. And this is Martin Luther King in one of his most historic videos.
This is the most important and crucial period of your lives, for what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well determine which way your life shall go. And the question is whether you have a proper, a solid, and a sound blueprint. And I want to suggest some of the things that should be in your life's blueprint. Number one, in your life's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has ultimate significance. Secondly, in your life's blueprint, you must have, as a basic principle, the determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavor. You're going to be deciding as the days and the years unfold what you will do in life, what your life's work will be. Once you discover what it will be, set out to do it, and to do it well. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For is it by signs that you win or you fail? Be the best of whatever you are. Finally, in your life's blueprint must be a commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. Well, like none of us has been a crystal staff, but we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, keep moving.
So, did you hear that? Can you give me a thumbs up or something? Okay. Yeah. One of the most amazing videos I've seen. Re man ke angar, agar tum law na banoge, to char banoge. Oh sparks within me, if you do not turn into a flame, you shall be reduced to ashes. That's just what we don't want. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next part. And the third is grow. 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 And how do you do that? You do that by being the embodiment of your deepest potential and optimizing it. And I repeat, I want your commitment. And I share with you the 2 into 2 magic formula. 2 into 2, because the title of this presentation is Double or Quits. And I'm saying to you, if you committedly take the responsibility of just sparing 2 hours a day for 21 days non-stop. 21 because 21 days is a magical number of days, and the great masters have taught us, given us this wisdom. You are breaking an old pattern, changing old habits. Changing old habits because the devil lies in the minutes you spend You are what you do on day-to-day basis. Your value as a human being is equal to how you spend your minutes. Therefore, a lot of habits have to be broken. It happened with me. The first 7 days, you will be grappling with the old conditioning. Your mind, your body will be extremely in chaos. Allow that to happen. Your mind will deter you, discourage you, stop you. Don't allow it. Man jite jagjit. The mind is your servant, you are its master. And we've made it the other way around. The second 7 days, clearing will be made, preparation will be made, the ground will be set for the new to come. The 7 days of non-stop, following the 2 into 2 magic formula, will lay bare the ground where the seed will be sown for a new transformative stage in your life. And in the third 7 days, from day 15 to 21, the new will be born. You will see transformative changes happening inside you. What they will be, you have to find out. But let me tell you, by telling you what they weren't for me, till it happened with me, I had no energy. I had no drive. I woke up late. I was irritable. I was a pain in the neck for people all around me. I had absolutely no cheer, no gleam in my eyes, no glow on my face. My body, like my mind, had become flabby. I don't think I was at all welcome anywhere. And when I took the 21-day jump, actually, I did the 21-day dynamic meditation of Osho. It was the life changer for me. But here I've put together what has worked beyond that too, and I attributed that to the names I took. After 21 days, when the new was born, I had no dearth of energy. I had a spring in my walk. I had come into the right weight because I had come into the right mind. I was eating right, sleeping right, walking right, talking right. My relationships had improved. I was a better man at the workplace, more inspiring, motivating, a better leader, which I happened to be. And I was achieving much more. I was brighter. And this is what I recommend, my good friends. The first thing is to rise before the sun rises. You've got to have your energy rising with the rising sun. And I recommend to you as a must read Robin Sharma's 5 a.m. Club. I repeat, Robin Sharma's 5 a.m. Club. It is a life changer. I strongly recommend it to you. The first thing in your day has to be a bare minimum. It could be 60 minutes. I'm saying the bare minimum. Till you have exercised your body, you have not woken up. Your senses have not woken up. Your brain has not woken up. Your energy is still asleep. You've got to sweat it out. It's got to be a sweaty workout. The second part is for you to sit after a sweaty workout or a brisk walk for 30 minutes. You may call it meditation, and you can go to, I have a deep connect with Osho. His book called Meditation, the First and Last Freedom, recommends 112 techniques given to Devi by Lord Shiv in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, translated and made available to us. It's a masterpiece. Read that. The second is the Book of Secrets. Read that. It is amazing. What wonders lie around us. They're available. You just have to tap into them. The third stage of that magic 2R is self-elevation. And I say that together with the fourth, which is professional upliftment, because the two go together. It's like two wheels of the cycle, the seat of which is success. One wheel is your elevating your own self as a person, as a human being, which you must do. Listen to a TED Talk, podcast, read a book, but do something that adds something to you every day as a person. And the second is to give at least 30 minutes early in the morning while your energies are fresh and the sun's energies are rising. Please add at least 30 minutes, whatever profession you're in, by reading about it, researching about it, doing whatever can make you richer in that profession. And I can guarantee you, if for 21 days you can do just this much for yourself, you have won the battle. I can give that guarantee to you with deep conviction and authority. So that, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, was what I had to share, but not last but not the least. You have two ways to do it. One, you can do it yourself. You're most welcome. Two, if you need me to walk by your side or any other coach, I strongly recommend that you do, because you cannot play world class without a coach. Tendulkar had one till the last shot he hit during Test cricket. If you need my services, I'm available to you. And my current motto, and my mottos change very frequently, "Thir duniya mein sthir rehkar koi vastu ji nahi sakti." Today my motto is know yourself, recreate yourself, uplift yourself. And my job is life transformation. And I focus on youth mentorship. I speak to motivate people. I'm an educator, but I'm also a counselor. And that's my website ID. You can take a screenshot. That's my official phone number. A lot of you have my personal one. That's the email ID. If I can be of support to you, I would be privileged and honored. The last P, my friends: potential, purpose, passion, perspiration, prosperity. But the last P is providence. Please remember, without your connection to the universe, to cosmic energy, to Paramatma, to Parmeshwar, to Ishwar, whatever name you may call it, you don't stand a chance. No chance. Sorry. So the sixth P, providence, is the Bap, the Dadaji of all other five Ps. Stay connected. And in that stage of reflection, that's what I meant. Connect to those deep resources of energy. Center on the universal energy. Connect. Meditate. Meditate. Meditation is actually an English corruption of the word. There is no word for meditation actually in the actual meditation. Meditation started as dhyan in the time of Gautam Buddha. In Pali, his language, it was dhyan. Bodhidharma took it to China, where it became Xiang. And when it dhyan transported itself as Xiang from China to Japan, it became Zen. And it came back to India, where it started as dhyan. The term is dhyan, and the English equivalence is attention, awareness. Become aware, connect to your higher self and to the highest self in the universe. And my last indication are these two hands. And a Pandit ji who used to do Havan for us in our school for many years, God bless his soul, used to say, Sardar ji, आप पहले सरदार हैं जो हवन कराते हैं. I said, forget my identity. I love you because I love your energy and I love the way you conduct everything. And he used to say, दो बातें याद रखना. He was a Subedar major from the army. अगर पुरुषार्थ मेरे बाहों में है, अगर पुरुषार्थ मेरे एक हाथ में है और धर्मार्थ मेरे दूसरे हाथ में, एक हाथ पुरुषार्थ मेहनत, एक हाथ धर्मार्थ गुड इंटेंशन सफलता मेरे कदमों में होगी. So when you pray, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to play a video. I played it in yesterday's graduation ceremony of the Barn course and it touched a lot of hearts. Pray. So one hand expresses gratitude for all that you have, all your blessings. And one hand prays for grace to prevail upon you in your life. With this video, I would have ended my sharing. Thank you. And then I'll be available to answer questions.
जो कभी रोशनी दूर तक न दिखे जिंदगी में, कभी जिंदगी कम लगे, जो कभी आदमी से डरे, आदमी जो दिलों में कभी प्यार की हो कमी, भटके न तेरा इंसान, भटके न तेरा इंसान, कोई रास्ता निकाल लेना, मालिक संभाल लेना, हमको संभाल लेना, हिम्मत हमें तू देना, मालिक संभाल लेना. और कभी जो लगे रौनकें खो गई, भेजना पेड़ों पे पत्तियां तू नहीं, सुनसान डालियों पे, सुनसान डालियों पे परिंदे उतार देना, मालिक संभाल लेना, हमको संभाल लेना, हिम्मत हमें तू देना, मालिक संभाल लेना, मालिक संभाल लेना, हमको संभाल लेना, हिम्मत हमें तू देना, मालिक संभाल लेना.
Thank you very much. That's all I had to share for this evening. I'm available for questions if you have any.
Excellent, Avinash. I personally believe that it's a really a very nice mantra that you have given, 120 into 21. It's been really great. If we follow this thing, I think so it's something about recharging our own self. I think so it's been wonderful. Now I request everyone, the house is open for the question and answer session. Anyone has any question, he can raise his hand or unmute himself and then ask the question. I think so. I would personally ask in question. Uh, Sometime in life, it happens that you are very sad, that life is not going as per your wish and your choice. How you would deal with those kind of situations?
Gaurav, the way universe functions is fascinating. It is impossible to be in the same state forever. You remember when we were small and we used to laugh too much and our grandmother or mama would say, "Chup ho jao, nahi to ab rona aayega." Such is the way. Night follows day, day follows night, sadness follows happiness, silence follows a thunderstorm, and sadness is not permanent, but it's the other side of the coin of happiness. It is as much a part of life as happiness. And remember those precious words, this too shall pass. The four most important words to remember always, this too shall pass. It'll pass, it's not going to be there forever. And it's very much a part of life.
Indeed, I think so. It's quite thought provoking. We need to understand the importance of life as well, and how we can give back to the society and to everyone around us. It's not only about ourselves, it's about the entire world.
Absolutely.
To think about it.
Absolutely. Impact, the contribution you make to leave this world better, that's your biggest responsibility. Biggest.
Right. We've been privileged enough to birth as a human being, so it's been more and more responsibility being given to us to generously share the thought and the views. It's been wonderful listening to you to the entire session. I was only in checking what the thought was all about, being the tremendous energy you got behind all these success that you have achieved in terms of Gyan Uday and your Blossom School and your personal and professional life. It's been phenomenal. It's been really nice to understand the motivation behind it. I think so. We really need to look forward to have more sessions with you on this leadership and motivational skills as well. So I think so. Brigadier General Saab has some question, please.
No, I would like your permission, Gaurav, to make an observation, if you might. And since I've had a lot to do with your Merit Management Association during my tenure as the GOC of 22 Day, first I'd like to congratulate you for all your activities. And I'd like to congratulate you for calling Avinash. And as far as Avinash is concerned, I thought I'd known him for over 30 years, as good as my son, and not as good as my son, but his passion and his commitment that he is showing to the upliftment of society, the way his own passion, the way he's put the whole thing across today is amazing. And I would like to just make an observation that his 6 P's that he used, I'd like to pick up the first three, which is potential, purpose, and perspiration. You know, in the army, we pick up a young lad of 17 years who's just done his 10th class, a raw child or a raw young man, and we give him a year's training. And what do? We bring out his potential, we give him a purpose, and we make him work hard. And then comes his achievement or what he called prosperity or whatever you might call it. And then he goes and he's prepared to give his life. So I think what Avinash has today summed up is amazing, because I was just connecting it to my 40 years in the army, that this is exactly what we do without knowing the formula that he has stepped out. So with your permission, Gaurav, I'd like to thank him, compliment him, congratulate him, and of course, to my tremendous regards to my good old association with the administration. And thank you very much, Avinash. I think it was absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much.
I have no words, Uncle. I have no words. I have no words.
God bless you.
I have a lump in my throat. Thank you. From you, this is I couldn't have asked for more.
Bless you, son. Bless you.
I think so. Even I am not left with any words to say about Avinashi, as Mr. Khurana has already dignified him very well and exceptionally well. So it's just giving me goosebumps as of now to say something for Mr. Vinashji. We are very blessed to have you with us, sir. With this, I request you, Colonel Manish is with us to please have a word on this. Uh, Colonel Manish, are you with us? Colonel Manish Sharma?
Yes, Gaurav.
Yeah, I would like to have your views on today's webinar.
In fact, I must say that uh, I would not talk about the content because the content was superb. But the way Avinashji delivered the whole webinar and the kind of passion with which he read out those lines which he had once come across in Lucknow, I think they are going to stay with us long after. And I think some of his messages about being passionate, what he talked about prosperity, and the last video which he showed us in which he said, Malik Samhal Lena. I think we are all experiencing that kind of challenge in our life. I had heard a lot about Avinashji because his Gyanoday efforts are very well known in Meerut. And now I feel very inclined to meet him personally because I think his presence is very powerful, and that's what one would like to experience. That's what I would like to say.
Thank you, Colonel Manish, for your words of wisdom. With this, I would like to again open the house for any other question we'll have. I think so. It's a time to call for the day. Even we don't like to call it for the day because it's been so nice to hear some word of wisdom from Vinashji. It's been our pleasure to have him on this platform. And with this, I would like to say a heartfelt thanks from the bottom of my heart on behalf of Meerut Management Association for joining us on today's session. And let me also inform you that those who have missed the part of this entire presentation and the meeting, we call it, or we could say it a life transformation session instead of calling it a meeting or a webinar. That would be more appropriate. So we'll be having the same on YouTube channel, and soon MMA is going to launch its own podcast, and it would be available there also. And also, let me inform you, we will be having a first leadership series on 6th of December, and Mr. Aditya Gupta would be there sharing his view on his Mount Everest expedition. So I request everyone to please join us back on 6th of December, 6 p.m. We'll be sharing the link across to you personally on your WhatsApp number. And with this, I would like to thank the entire audience who have joined us, uh, taking their precious time out of and listening to Mr. Avinashji. It's been wonderful to have you with us all. And thank you. Stay safe, stay home. Good night. Shubh Ratri, Shabba Khair. Welcome, everyone.
May I please
Sure.
acknowledge the hard work of two of my colleagues, Ayushi and Divya. They are here. They were with me in office, touching up the presentation till almost 6 o'clock, and I ran at full speed. So thank you both, Divya and Ayushi, for always running the extra mile. And I thank each one of my colleagues at work and my family for their support in tolerating me and moving on in spite of me, not because of me. Thank you for your generosity, and thank you once again, General Khurana, Gaurav, all members of MMA. It's been my honor and privilege, and I'm deeply touched by your response. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for acknowledging us. Thank you so much, sir. It was a wonderful session.